Welcome to the Narrowing Path, walking the spiritual walk. Thank y'all for joining me tonight as we go through and we do today's daily reading for James Allen's Daily Meditations. This, of course, will be fresh to you and fresh to me, meaning that you'll get my genuine response, reactions, observations, and what I relate to about the reading, as this will be the first time that I hear it or read it right here on this podcast with you. So you'll get to hear me work through a couple of things, maybe look up some words, just ensuring that I've got accurate definitions for what we're working with here. So I enjoy it. I enjoy it. I hope everyone's that's been joining and following along enjoy it as well and are getting something out of it. So, yesterday's I shared it on the Facebook page, and I just want to reread that opening line, right? It's life is more than motion, it is music, more than rest, it is peace, more than work, it is duty, more than labor, it is love. I thought that was a beautiful reading yesterday, that especially that one, the way it opened up. And if when things are done out of love, when things are done with our full involvement in them, not just repetition, not just done because of a sense of obligation, everything changes. And I think it's a beautiful thing that we get to be involved with and we get to participate in, really. So, all right, here we go. Let's go ahead and we'll get into today's now. This is October 21st reading from James Allen's Daily Meditations. He who would find blessedness, let him find himself. Men fly from creed to creed and find unrest. They travel in many lands and discover disappointment. They build themselves beautiful mansions and plant pleasant gardens and reap ennui and discomfort. Not until a man falls back upon the truth within himself does he find rest and satisfaction. Not until he builds the inward mansion of faultless conduct does he find the endless and incorruptible joy, and having obtained that, he will infuse it into all his doings and possessions. When a man can no longer carry the weight of his many sins, let him fly to the Christ, whose throne is the center of his own heart, and he shall become light-hearted, entering the glad company of the immortals. The spiritual heart of man is the heart of the universe. I like that. It reminds me of myself, as so many of these do, of course, because whenever it talks about just trying to do it on our own, just trying to do it out of our own volition and our own willpower to make sense of the world and failing, it just really does bring me to a point of remembrance and to a point of reflection, because that was me for the first 29 years of my life. Running around trying to figure it out. So I am going to go ahead and look up the word Ennui. 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 That's how it's pronounced. A feeling of weariness and dissatisfaction. Boredom. Oh. What a great word. Ennui. 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 Boredom. Very nice. So, all right, well, let's go through this one line by line again here. He who would find blessedness, let him find himself. What an interesting thought, because I think I was going through that for so long. I was trying to figure out who I was, what I was about, and all of these other abstract questions, but I was searching for those answers in anything outside of me. Turns out I was looking in the wrong direction. He who would find blessedness, let him find himself. Men fly from creed to creed and find unrest. People jump from religion to religion, from religious denomination to religious denomination, from dogma to dogma, theology to theology, searching for the one that fits them, searching for the right one, and just find continual unrest and disappointment. Only ever partially grabbing the sense of connection. And that can be one of the most disappointing things, to be feeling like you're searching so diligently and so completely for something and just constantly be let down. They travel in many lands and discover disappointment. I've moved. You know, when you get to sobriety, recovery of any sort, and just people that don't have substance use or mental health issues or mental health diagnosis is a better way to say that. They still do these things. They we run. We move places, we move towns, we move states, we move coasts, we move countries, blaming that place where we were for the problem when it was always us anyway. Or just looking for something more outside of ourselves, feeling like we're lacking when it's just our perception of ourselves anyways, right? So these are creed to creed, land, travel to many lands. They build themselves beautiful mansions and plant pleasant gardens and reap ennui, ennui, and discomfort. So they're bored, uncomfortable, disappointed, restless. The material fulfillment doesn't work. All the beauty, physical manifestations and material manifestations of beauty no longer fill anything. The excitement of travel, the false promise of religion, creed, it says here. None of it works. None of it works. Not until a man falls back upon the truth within himself does he find rest and satisfaction. There it is. There's the actual answer. There was my answer. That's what finally worked to me. When I had to exhaust every other avenue that could possibly be entertained in my own mind as having the solution that I need. I really did. I tried moving, working, money, relationships, drugs, alcohol, God, atheism. Not until a man falls back upon the truth within himself does he find rest and satisfaction. It was within me. I was always the issue. I was always the thing blocking myself off from that heavenly life, like we ended on yesterday. From that peace, that serenity, that connection that provides contentment. Or he said here, satisfaction and rest. It's an exhausting search looking for that, for serenity, peace of soul, contentment with life. It's exhausting. Not until he builds the inward mansion of faultless conduct does he find the endless and incorruptible joy. And, having obtained that, he will infuse it into all his doings and possessions. That's it's encouraging. It's a great reminder, right? Not until we build the inward mansion of faultless conduct. So when we change our behaviors, change our thinking, change our intentions, when we actually take this look at ourselves and change, and we build this mansion of faultless conduct, do we find the incorruptible joy, a joy so powerful and so complete that it shows in everything that we do, in everything we possess. It can't be mistaken when you come across somebody with it. When you see that smile, when you see the energy, the positivity, the joy of living that they just so plainly and easily express in all of their actions. It's an amazing thing. It's unfortunately rare as well, but possible. When a man can no longer carry the weight of his many sins, let him fly to the Christ, whose throne is the center of his own heart, and he shall be lighthearted and entering the glad company of the immortals. We've carried this with us the entire time. We've carried the answers every moment of every day, of every week, of every month, of every year. The answer has always been and will always be right here within us eternally, right now. That's the only place it can be is now, not in these future escapades we imagine or these past experiences we regret. Center of his own heart, and shall become lighthearted and entering the glad company of the immortals. And we've talked about earlier on this podcast, to become immortal is to be present with now. That's where the most truest infinity and everlastingness is. Now will always be. Everything else can end, but it will always be now. When you can connect with that and be a part of that, it's a powerful, powerful thing. And now we end it with this: the spiritual heart of man is the heart of the universe. What a awesome picture that painted. The universe all comes together right in our hearts, right in that spiritual center, that divine center, I think it's called a couple of days ago. That's where we connect with the universe. That's where our spirit becomes a part of something. That's what we align with. And suddenly, you'll find that peace, that strength, the confidence, joy, freedom, all of those things that at least I can say I had searched for. Now I don't have them every moment of every day. Hopefully one day I will, but I'm still working it out. I'm still going through the purification process. But I'll tell you this, it's a lot better than it used to be. In ways that I didn't even know it could be better. So, well, all right, there we go. That is the end of today's reading. October has been a heck of a month, guys. Entirely the entire month, I guess I'll say it that way. The entire month has just been one reading after another of spiritual grounding, realignment, and remembrance that I've needed. And along with some encouragement, which is always appreciated. So I hope y'all are enjoying this as well, and please don't hesitate to go over to our Facebook page and give it a like and a follow, and you'll continue to receive the newest updates and any other things we decide to share out. So thank y'all for joining me tonight, and until next time, thanks.